All right. Home Squad Sports going to go ahead and go over Conference Championship week. Hope everyone's had a good week, staying warm wherever you're at. It's cold where me and Dalton are at for sure. But Dalton, how you doing, man?
Well, I'm sure as hell not staying warm, buddy. I'll tell you that much. I wish
Yeah,
I was, but watching this Boise game right now, I'm sure a lot of people are. It looks like they're gonna make the playoffs, but they might choke. You never know.
yeah. Like you said, we did have conference championships going already kicking off. We got Conference USA, American, and as well as Mountain West. So it was all kicking off tonight. Now, did get a smackdown here. WKU. WKU
Man,
lost 12-52. They just played the Jacksonville State last week, 6 days ago.
yeah,
So
and beat them.
it looks like Jack State did their homework there. Rich Rod was able to get the dub there, and then UNLV, like you said, they are down 7-21 right now against Boise, and then Army is up 35-7 against Tulane. So
Surprising.
former quarterback there, that's Tulane, Sean King, was predicting they were definitely gonna win today and shock everybody, but
I
they
thought they
didn't
were
get the
gonna win.
job done, man.
I thought Tulane would win, man. I thought they had more talent, but
Yeah.
this Army team's legit, dude. I mean, Notre Dame is the only team that can do anything against them so far. So shout out Army, man. Looks like great season, great season.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's been a great year for them. Like they started off so high, they were ranked. Them and Navy were ranked for the first time since like 1940 something. But yeah, like I said, they were among the first group there of conference championships. But let's go ahead and get into the reason why we're really here. Get into our main slate, our Big Four, Power Four, whatever you want to call them. This is the matchup. So this is it. Conference championship. The season is almost done. It's been a very fast year. I feel like this year's gone by so fast. I feel like we were just talking about, making our picks for the national championship not too long ago. But both of our teams are looking like they're going to be in the playoff, but they're not in the conference championships as far as preseason picks. Dalton picked Oregon. They do play tomorrow in Indianapolis there against Penn State. I think it's going to be a close game. I think that's going to be a close game. Can't wait to get into Clemson and SMU. I'm on record there early on. SMU, they're my favorite team, the ACC. And I think they're going to win tomorrow. And then we'll see about Arizona State and Iowa State, and as well as the SEC matchup there, the Bulldogs of Georgia and the Longhorns of Texas. We'll see. We'll get into it, but we want to get into some signing day news, as everyone knew that signing day just happened a couple days ago, wherever you're watching this. But got some players that we've been covering all year that we know we want to go ahead and get into. Me and Dalton are very familiar with, and I think by now, if you've been following the show, you have been too. So first one we got up here is Jason Wright. He officially signed to Buffalo. So
No,
shout out to Jason. We've great friends with Jason there. He's actually playing tomorrow in the state semifinals, which we'll get into in a minute. But shout out to him. And we got plenty of other guys as well to go over. He actually just made All County this past week. So there he is on the right. And very good ball spinner and even
underrated
better.
recruit. I don't care.
Yeah, he's really good, and
Underrated.
he's an even better guy. So I think he's going to be getting some play clock there at Buffalo sooner than later, and that's him, like you said, making the All County. But he does play tomorrow, so he's still in there. The Virginia State Championship, he's in the hunt still. This game is for the regional final and to go to the state championship. So hopefully he gets it done. Good luck, Jason. We will be supporting you, man.
Ooh,
And
delicious barbecue, man. I wish it was close. I would go to that game. Delicious barbecue. I mean, Final Four game. Jason Wright at quarterback. They got it all, man. They got it made, dude.
yeah, and they're out here making trying to make a historic run, and before they send off
Oh,
to
they're playing tomorrow. That's weird.
yeah, they play Saturday. Yeah, they've had a number of Saturday games there in Virginia. I've noticed throughout the year, and a couple other states. But some other guys we want to go into as well. We've interviewed in the past is Jaimier Scott, cornerback there. He's going to be going to Wisconsin. Shout out to him from Mount Healthy there in Cincinnati.
You see, they already
Very
made a
good
shirt.
player.
They already made a shirt for him.
Yeah. They're excited he's on campus, man. I think he joins a pretty good recruiting class, and he'll be on the show before he heads to Madison there and to start that new chapter. So another guy we got from Mount Healthy on the same team, we got Ty Watkins, who officially signed to Akron as well. We have an interview from him as well. That's will be coming out pretty soon. And then another guy on their team is Jeremiah Sanders, who signed to Youngstown State. So
Youngstown
he's going to
State.
be a big one. So congratulations to all these guys that we've been covering this year. And we got guys like Will Jackson there in Florida that's coming up in the next couple of years. And as well as all the new batch of guys we'll get this upcoming year. So Dalton, I want to go ahead and get into the nitty gritty here. Let's go ahead and get into the playoff bracket as well that was announced. What are your thoughts on this, man?
Man, right now, I just hate that Alabama's in it. Cheering hard for Clemson tomorrow because I think Clemson, if SMU loses, they'll still be in. I'd rather Clemson be in than Bama, bro. Just for my bias, from my point of view, I want Bama out of there. So come on, Clemson tomorrow. I like SMU more. I like them more. I want them to win, but if they win, Alabama will be in. So can't have that happen, man. Alabama don't deserve it. Don't want their fans acting like, oh, this is a good year. Can't hear that. It's not a good year. They shouldn't be there. So I can't go Clemson. That's all I got to say about the playoff right now. And if this happens, sorry, Indiana.
I feel it. No, I've been on Indiana's bandwagon all year. I've kind of been supporting them all year, and as well, I was Kurt Signetti Coach of the Year advocate, early on. So, but right now, like you said, if push comes to shove, I could see them be looking out. Georgia has been surviving every time they've been kind of on the line as far as playoff projections. They've been in kind of a win or die situation more than we've seen them in the past years. So Tennessee is in there, and I think they're just the biggest sleeper in here as far as I can't believe they're in here.
They're a lock. Yeah, they ain't missing it.
I can't believe they're in here. They might get blown out by the most out of all these teams. They might lose.
Really?
Yeah.
I think their defense is just good, man. I hate them to death, but if you have a defense and a run game, it's hard to get blown out, and they have both of those things.
Yeah, I know, but I just
Best
don't
running back
there.
Probably. I know we talked about Caleb Johnson and Marion Hampton. We didn't talk about Dylan Sampson nearly enough. Fuck Tennessee, but Dylan Sampson, dog. I mean, he has like 25 touchdowns this year. He broke a school record rushing yards in a season. So he's probably he might be the best power forward back that definitely that nobody talks about at least. Everybody knows Hampton and Johnson. Dylan Sampson plays for number 9 team in the country. He's the whole reason their offense moves, and he ain't get talked about.
Yeah.
So shout out Dylan Sampson, even though I hate Tennessee, he's a baller.
Yeah, we got a lot of guys that are carrying the rock with, all around the nation. Like you
Great
said,
year,
Arizona State's got a guy, it's Katibo, or as how you say his name.
Yeah, he's second in the country in yards per game.
I
Just
mean, so many good running backs. And then you had guys who didn't even show out this year that were supposed to. If you want to throw in Ollie Gordon in there, who just declared for the draft this week. So
something about this playoff this year that's 9 of the 12 teams have dominant backs. And the ones that don't, like Texas doesn't have dominant back, but they got everything else. And then Bama don't have a dominant back, but they're Bama. And Indiana don't have a dominant back, but they ain't playing nobody. Everybody else on here has a dominant back, and that says a lot.
No, for real. It just goes to show you some things are just always going to remain true with winning football. You got to run the ball. And
things come back around too, Running backs devalued. Running backs were devalued. And now look at, if we're going to talk about NFL for a second, Saquon and Josh Jacobs this year and Derrick Henry. Made all three of their teams so much better, Josh Jacobs, for real, like in your own Packers, he had 3 touchdowns last night, it wasn't his fault, y'all lost.
Still wasn't enough. Yeah, I know, man.
Running backs are bad.
Yeah, I just think the biggest facets of football, man, like you said, running, defense, turnovers, and red zone.
Yeah,
those are the most important things, obviously blocking as well. So,
and I often forgot about number 5, I think, would be special teams, man, because we've seen games decided by special teams this year. A lot of them, like a lot more than usual.
It sucks that even with special teams, it's pretty much just field goals because kickoff returns are dead. Until they fix it.
But punt blocks and stuff too. IU against Ohio State, man. That's what busted the game wide open.
I know that was over.
Punter. Right. 2 punts. 2 punts and the game's over. He gave him 14 points. He gave him 14 points on his own. That's what I'm saying. So special teams is that low key fifth thing. In high school how much we hated that. Special forces. Oh, shut up. You remember that? Yeah, I'm sure you remember that. R.I.P. Reader.
I never see
Reader. But
R.I.P. our coach.
He was right about how important it was. He really was.
Yeah, he was. We had a punter that could literally, he punted it 50, 60 yards.
He always had a good kicker, too, for high school,
We could have went D1 punter, our punter, and every time we rarely punted on offense, but when we did, we knew, all right, the defense is going to be pinned back.
Yeah.
So when and I remember on the if you flip it around, I've been on the other side of it to where we've had a touchback every drive. We had to go out there and do an 80-yard drive every time, and that's just hard to do at any level, high school, college, pro. It's 80. When you're out there and you got to do an 80-yard drive every rip, that's hard.
Oh yeah,
You're right. Special forces are definitely important, man. And I think, like you said, I mean, running backs, kind of like the big man in NBA with Jokic is bringing back the big man. You need a big man. You're going to see more and more guys, keep those big guys around, those Steven Adams types. And, like you said, it just remains true. And I'm really excited to see what we're going to get out of these conference championships. Lane Kiffin's been going off all week and saying how these aren't important. And the ACC is getting this love and ACC's trash, which he's got some points. I wish I had his tweet up here. But
I
go.
wish
What do you think about it? I'm gonna go ahead and bring it up. But what do you think about it? I'm gonna get it.
I don't like Lane anymore. 5 weeks ago, I kind of wanted him as our coach, and now I don't like the guy. Florida beats his ass, and he's still complaining about he should be in the playoffs. You can't even beat 5-loss Florida, bro. Beat your teams you're supposed to beat in front of you, and you be in the playoffs, man. He's just always worried about something else instead of winning the games that he's supposed to win, man. He was supposed to win that game. That's all.
I
That's my
know. I mean,
like.
I know, but I just think he does have the argument of. I mean, Jackson Dart's not good, bro.
But
I mean, I don't
oh,
think
what? He
Jackson.
was the best player in the team at the
He
Florida
made them.
game
He hit him a lot. I've also seen him throw 3 picks in a row. So I mean,
for
he's
sure.
just, huh?
For sure. But
He's not good.
I think he's a good college quarterback.
No, I don't think he's good. Yeah, he's a decent college quarterback that Lane Kiffin definitely I think helped in my opinion. I think that he kind of when you got a good coach, which he is a good coach, you can hide your weaknesses of your quarterback. You see
He
that with Brock
picked him
Purdy
over
in
a
the
lot of
NFL.
good quarterbacks, so he picked him over.
Oh, I know.
He got Spencer Sanders to transfer there last year, who started for 4 years at Oklahoma State, and he picked Jackson Dart over him. And Spencer Sanders was a dog. He went there probably thinking he was going to start. He set the bench all year. His last year, he really messed up. Like we talk about, sometimes people mess up in the portal. He really
Yeah,
messed
right.
up, but he was a great quarterback. I don't know if you remember him,
No, I
but
do. I do. Like you said,
he was a beast at Oklahoma State, and he picked Jackson Dart over him. So I mean, it's all his fault. I mean,
yeah. No,
that's all. That's the only thing with the quarterback. You don't have an
this
excuse.
this is the tweet. This is the tweet. What do you think about it? Can you read it?
That's what I was calling.
Said you guys actually meet up for days and come up with these rankings? Do you actually watch the quality of players, teams, and road environments? We played in one of yours this year, or just try to make the ACC feel relevant. By the way, one of your teams paid us to not play again next year. Same number 12 spot you guys had Clemson ranked last week. How did that go against the ACC? Rewatch the Georgia Clemson closely if you want a reminder of these two conferences. So that's what Lane Kiffin had to say. He's not holding back there. I mean, I do respect it on putting your opinion there on Front Street, but I mean, what do you think?
Like I said, I think he should stop bitching. Yeah, he's right. That's not the point, though. Everybody knows SEC is better than ACC. Bro, you're not fucking saying nothing new. Everybody
Right.
knows this. If you watch football, even if you're an SEC fan, surely you know that the SEC is better. Like, even if you're an SMU fan,
I
and
just
you're
think they have to have it on record that this is a problem because nobody else will come out and say it.
yeah, I mean, it's true. That's just how it is. Their conference is easier. You could talk about the same thing at Arizona State. I mean, no, Arizona
You
State
got
ain't
to
gonna be
think.
10 and 2 in any of the other conference.
Yeah, I know. How many teams have that argument this year that Ole Miss does that he's saying
Bama,
it's only pretty much Ole Miss. I know, but they're going to be
South
in, so they're not going to
Carolina.
be. I know that's what I'm saying. That them and South Carolina are the only two teams that have a legitimate argument that can be bitching. Everybody else is just crazy. But I think those two actually do have arguments. South Carolina is not being talked about. Eighth toughest schedule in the whole nation, and they're just not getting talked about. I don't know
Man,
why.
if they beat Bama, they'd be ranked where Bama. They'd be in the playoff. And then I don't know if you remember that game they played against LSU. They had a pick six and got called back, and
Mm,
that's what cost. That one penalty is going to keep them out of the playoffs. So, you look back at the end of the year, and it's like one play does change everything. So every play is so important. You always,
mm.
you're like, oh, you take plays for granted. Like, that was a 2-yard run. He could have
Yeah.
fumbled, and they could have scooped it. No plays. You don't take any plays for granted, man. Especially in college football.
Yeah, I know it gets more like the pros, and especially right now, the games get a lot slower. You don't get as many possessions, and you just got to play mistake-free football. So, looks like a lot of teams are going to be looking to do that here. I think we're starting tomorrow night. I mean, do you see any team like losing and missing out, or it doesn't really matter? Do any
Yeah,
of
the
these
only
games really
well,
matter?
they definitely matter. The ACC and the Big 12 matter for sure.
That's it. Those are the only two.
I don't think the other two matter. I think they're in either way. Yeah. Clemson has to win to be in. I think SU's in either way though.
Yep.
And Arizona State, Iowa State, the winner's in. Yeah, that's it.
And Georgia's going to be in if they lose.
Yeah, they have 3 losses, but they should be ahead of Bama just because they're in the championship. But Bama beat them head to head,
That's
so
the
that's going to be.
argument, man.
They
There's a
might not be.
3-loss team. I know. I
Yeah,
don't
but
think they
Bama's a three-loss
deserved it.
team too, but they're in the SEC Championship, so I think you would take Georgia over. That's my argument.
Yeah.
You can't get penalized for losing the SEC Championship if you make it. That's
Oh,
bullshit.
I know. I know. I
So I
know.
think they have to make it still.
They got to get rid of it. They got to
Yeah,
get rid of
I
it.
mean, we already talked about this. We talked about this already.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's the first thing they got to do. And
they're going to.
whenever we get to the game, yeah, we'll get to the games in a minute, one by one. But I got something bad I got to say about one of these games. I don't want to say.
Okay, but before we get into that and take another look here, and like I said, this is just kind of, I mean, we're dwindling down. We had 6 games every time. Now we only got a few to really talk about. Won't be that crazy of a stream, but one thing that me and Dalton definitely wanted to cover is some of these coaches that are already kind of, being
Love
let
Coach Carousel.
go, parting ways, however you want to put it. They're getting fired, and we're gonna go ahead and get into here. So look at the guys that have been fired. They're out, done, canned, sent packing, however you want to put it. These guys are gone. We got a lot of coaching changes already and a lot of job openings. So Neil Brown's gone. Sean Clark at Appalachian State. Mac Brown there at North Carolina, which is probably going to retire. Then we got Ryan Walters at Purdue, and then Biff Poggi at Charlotte. Look at the records here. Mac Brown went 1-5 at bowl records there, and then Appalachian State. They're thinking
Yeah,
maybe somebody
that's
else
what I was
too.
going to ask you. What the hell? Who the hell do they think they are?
I know. I
40
know.
and
I know.
24?
I know. And
What do
that's
they
all.
want?
And that's all FBS.
Who the hell do they think they're going to get?
I know. I was looking at the records. I was trying to see. I was like, is it any of these FCS years? But no, they're all FBS years.
Yeah,
So
it
look
doesn't
it
make
up.
any sense. Sean Clark got the really shitty end of the stick, it seems like.
Yeah,
Maybe something internally going on there, but from the outside point of view, without knowing any of the details, it doesn't make sense to me.
I guess they just. I mean, same thing with Kennesaw State. Kennesaw State let go of their coach mid-season. This is their first year in FBS, and they said, "All right, we think we can just do better." I mean, it's crazy. We got Kent State who didn't get a win this year. A lot of teams I think that are just on the brink of. I don't know. They just got to make a change, maybe to keep
It's
some of
not,
the
I mean,
players.
he made the Sun Belt Championship last year. He beat Texas A&M in A&M 2 years ago. I just don't know what App State thinks they are.
But that A&M, that's a good win. But the A&M, that was the Jimbo year, the Jimbo
Still a
debacle
great one.
year.
It don't matter.
That was one of the worst. That was like a Florida State this year.
Or Coach
Same
Evers.
guy.
The Ross Coach Evers top right.
Walters.
You know how many games I've been to, Purdue games, with this guy
Yeah,
coaching? 3 or 4.
I've been
They've
19.
all been absolute
Mud Stop, huh?
hammerings. The bowl game. I went to the bowl game. His first game at Purdue. 2 years
Yeah.
ago, Ron missed the bowl game against LSU. Jaden
Mm,
Daniels, LSU. The year before, the year before Jaden Daniels broke out.
yeah.
Halftime was like 42-0. I knew as soon as that guy played one half, I knew Purdue's done. I
Yeah.
mean, he took it.
Oh, I
That
mean, yeah.
great team Purdue had, same roster for the bowl game, and couldn't even score. Like he was bad from day one, man. You can't say it about many coaches. Most of them have at least 1 or 2 good days. This guy had
Yeah.
0 good days, man. Ryan Walters, I don't know what the hell's up next for him.
No, you're right.
I don't know who's going to give him a chance. I mean, it sucks, man. It's a tough profession, but you gotta at least win some games. And 5-19, that's more than I didn't know. You got 5.
That's true. That's true. I thought he was there a little longer, but I guess not. And we were just seeing. I mean, they got to get rid of these guys, and especially it's tough at these academic schools, the Northwesterns, the Purdue's. What else we got? Stanford. It's just
Yeah,
hard to get really good players at those schools. You've seen Stanford brought in Andrew Luck to be their GM. Did you see that?
Andrew Luck. Oh, really?
Yeah, Andrew Luck's now going to be the GM there at Stanford. He's going to be in charge, all the NIL and stuff. And yeah, man, I think we're going to see a lot of crazy stuff happen. I think with a lot of coaches and some carousels. Do you see any other coaches getting fired that haven't yet that they're maybe going to get the boot?
Oh man, it's always a great question. You got to look. Let me look at some standings real quick. ACC, Florida State, of course. I mean, I don't know if they end up fired after one bad year, but it's like the worst year ever, so they might. Morville might get the can.
He
I've
could.
always said Venables should get fired after this year. I don't think they're going in the right direction at all in Oklahoma, and their quarterback just hit the portal too. Think
Yeah,
I think you got to let Venables go, and maybe get somebody else, and then Mike Gundy.
Mike Gundy for sure. Well, right now they're in talks right now. So Mike
I seen
Gundy
that.
They're saying they're kind of at a deadlock. They want to take some of his salary and kind of allocate it towards NIL. Well, he just got rid of his OC in DC just a couple hours ago. So I think they was either like, all right, like that's just maybe his attempt to keep the job. He's like, all right, I'll clean house and maybe that'll help me. But what do you think? Do you think he's going to be gone? I think he's going to be gone. I think he's going to be gone.
I hope so.
Yeah.
I hope so. Just because they're good, they deserve to be good. They've always been good.
I mean, go to a smaller program, prove you're a better good coach. That's
Yeah,
what I'm saying.
he never had. He went straight from D coordinator to Oklahoma State head coach. Like, I mean, Oklahoma head coach. That's tough.
Yeah.
That's a tough step to take. So, I mean, I'm not blaming him for not succeeding necessarily. Just maybe you got to take smaller steps. Not everybody's meant for a huge job and right off the bat. I mean, it's hard to do.
Yeah, no, I agree. I agree. Like you said, people are hitting the portal, and one guy that's already getting hit up by some schools that are already they're not planning visits, but they're planning on visiting is Miller Moss. There, he's planning on visiting Missouri and Louisville right now. So,
Okay.
I think he's going to more than likely end up at Louisville. I think I don't know why. I just think he's going to. Missouri would be a good look for him as well, but I think he's going to want to go down a conference and just try to put up numbers.
I know you don't
So.
think he's good. That'd be the best quarterback Browns had since Braun.
Yeah, no, I mean,
Since Braun.
Brahms had good quarterbacks at WKU and stuff, and I think back in the day before that, he was at some other decent school or UTSA or something like that. He was at, but no, he hasn't had any crazy good. He was at FAU too back in the day, but
Ain't had
yeah, I don't
nobody.
know. I think he should go more mobile. I think Miller Moss is, I guess, his prototype, like stereotype quarterback, not real mobile, but I mean, that would be better than his last two quarterbacks, I would take. I don't think Miller Moss is good, but he's better than the last two he's had. But it's not saying much, though. It's
Facts.
not saying much. It's not saying anything.
I know, I
If
know, I
you're
know.
better than Jake Plummer, if you're better than Tyler Shuck,
Jack
oh my
Plummer, don't give him
God.
that much credit. Jake
Yeah,
Plummer's his
Jack
dog.
Plummer. Oh, yeah, Jake Plummer. Shout out Jake Plummer.
Yeah, Jake
Yeah,
Plummer's
so,
good.
yeah, I don't know, man. I think that'll be a good fit. But Missouri, we'll see. Missouri, I could see him in Missouri uniform. Both
Missouri,
of those
it's just a
fits.
way. That's a lot more. You're biting off a lot more there, though.
Oh,
I mean,
yeah,
you're
they're
going to
going
the
to be
SEC. You know, you're said the SEC, so if you're biting off it's way harder automatically. So if you got the option, you might want to just check Louisville, dude.
I think he will. I think he might go
Yeah.
to Louisville, yeah.
Who else hit the portal today? A lot of people hit the portal today, man.
The Kentucky receiver hit the
Both of the
portal.
best receivers, Dane Key and Barryon Brown.
Barryon Brown. Supposedly he's going to be
He's
getting
supposed to
looked at
visit
by LSU, Ole Miss, Texas A&M, and Florida State.
everybody. Everybody good.
They're saying that's the four that he's going to be looking at here. And then, yeah, I mean, obviously another guy's left and right, and we really can't. It's so many you can't keep track. You
When's it
see
open? It officially opens on the 9th, right? Monday. Yeah.
8th or 9th, yeah.
Well, Monday is
Bowman.
gonna be crazy.
Did you see Adam Bowman got an 8th year? Yeah.
Oh my.
Yeah, he just won his appeal, and now
You
he's going to be
know,
getting an 8th year. And he was in the same recruiting class as Trevor Lawrence.
I remember him at Texas Tech. Yeah, he came in at Texas Tech. If you
He's
remember
bad.
that.
He's bad.
Texas Tech to Michigan to Oklahoma State, and he can't even start. He sucks. He
Yeah, he's
sucks.
horrible. You should, if you're on like an 8th year, anything past 5, then you have to go G5
I like that.
like that.
Yeah,
You have to go G5. You can't go P5.
I mean, I don't know. He might go like Northwestern.
Yeah, he might.
Northwestern, yeah. Bowman at
Not
Northwestern.
good. I wouldn't recruit him.
I don't know. I kind of like Jack Lausch. Jack Lausch is all right at Northwestern. I like Jack Lausch. I know
Well, you know what? Never told me that. I didn't know they were in Chicago.
Yeah. They have. You didn't see their stadium this year was crazy.
Yeah, I know. I did. I seen it was on the water.
Their
It was
temporary
insane.
stadium.
It's
Yeah.
going to be next year too.
Yeah. No, it's just like they're building a state of the art.
Yeah, it looks crazy.
No, whenever it's done, maybe they'll get good.
Yeah. I'm excited. And we got NFL going off crazy too. I
Yeah.
here. I seen the Rays. Y'all signed like a catcher today, right?
Yeah, Danny Jensen, baby.
Is he good?
He's all right. He's all right.
Yeah.
He's not a great hitter, but he's a catcher. You know, you don't need a great hitter. He's good. He'll control the run game behind the plate. He'll have a good relationship with the pitcher, and I think we're making moves, man. I like to see any move at this time of the year. It's early, so we must have really wanted him. We've seen something out of him. So
Yeah, that's true.
he played in the division for his whole career, so we know a lot about him.
Yeah, no, I feel that. I mean, I'm really excited. Like you said, I'm ready for it to warm up. And like you said, it's cold as hell. We got games and domes tomorrow at Lucas Oil. But what do you think tomorrow? I mean, Do you see anybody like? Do you see Iowa State winning at all? I mean, I think that's gonna be a dogfight.
That was the game I was going to say. I didn't want to pick against Arizona State, but I'm going to because Jordan Tyson's out, man. Jordan Tyson's out for
Oh
Arizona
my God,
State.
yeah. I think
Number
that's
one,
out. He's out. He's just sitting out.
really.
I think he ain't hurt. No.
This big game, you think?
I think he might be leaving.
I told you where he's going.
Where?
He's going to Florida because we get all their receivers. Pearsall and Badger. Now he's going to be the third one.
While you were talking, while you
No,
just
he already
before
had
you made that,
surgery, bro. He had
before you
surgery.
made that.
He's definitely hurt.
All right. Well, before you made that asinine comment, I was just bringing up the spreads here. So we got the spreads. That's a pick'em game with Arizona State and
Yeah, they
Iowa
were
State.
1.5 earlier.
One.
Earlier and today they were 1.5. So that tells you how much the public's on Iowa State right there.
I know they want them so bad.
Because Arizona State was favored earlier today by 1.5, and it's changed that much.
Georgia is plus 2.5 against Texas. I think that's a fair line. I think that's right.
I think Georgia be favored because they beat them already.
Penn State is plus 3.5 against Oregon.
Yeah, I like that. Should be. I like that hook. I like that 0.5.
I think it'd be 5.5 or something.
I don't know. Oregon. It'd be a close game, man. Penn State's got good defense.
Yeah.
Always.
Well, then you got
that's SMU favorite by
Clemson and SMU. SMU is 2. They are favored 2.5.
I thought they'd be favored. They should be favored.
Yeah, I know they should be favored.
I think.
Then we got Iowa State and Arizona State is at noon tomorrow, which is insane. Which I don't like that. And then Georgia and Texas is at 4. Yeah, and then
but that's fine. The games are spaced out though.
Oregon. Yeah, but then the last 2 are at 8.
Yeah, no, it's fucking stupid. But at least you got a 12 and a 4.
Yeah, I know, but that just goes to show you they don't give a shit about that.
Big 12, man. I mean, it's really
the Big 12 was good this year. It just wasn't
in the semi.
It just wasn't as I feel that, but it just wasn't as good as everybody thought. But it was good in a different way. I thought this year. Same thing with ACC. Everybody thought Miami was going to be in it. No,
to me though, Big 12 is it's just like kind of like a mid-major conference. They're not that good. Put all those teams up against the Mountain West in like a 1v1.
I would love to see that. They would
like Boise State. Would Boise State against Arizona State?
Colorado?
Not Arizona. They'd be playing Arizona State.
Colorado
I'm saying like one best team versus best team, second versus second. So Iowa State would play UNLV. I mean, that'd be a hell of a game.
They just need to merge conferences.
I mean, Colorado would definitely win theirs. But teams farther down the conference will probably struggle.
Supposedly they're going to be playing Miami in the Holiday Bowl.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of different projections for Florida, so I don't even think you can take it yet. I've seen 3 different projections.
That's crazy. Y'all are in a bowl.
Nobody saw it coming.
Nobody saw it coming.
After we went to we were 5-5, but we were 5-5 with those 2 crazy games. Those 4 crazy games left. Oh no, we got 7 wins. I don't know. We were bad though. And then we had that gauntlet coming up. Everybody thought we were going to lose out all of them, and we ended up beating
4.5. 4.5 was this preseason total, huh?
Yeah, I knew I should have hammered it, bro.
Oh, that's the craziest bet I did hammer this year was total touchdowns, rushing touchdowns for Derrick Henry. Was it 10?
Oh yeah, we talked about that one.
I mean,
we both said it was a lock. We didn't take it.
He had 16 like 2 weeks ago.
I mean, we both said it was a lock, and we both didn't take it. So that tells you how smart we are.
Yeah. Well, it was
we have locks.
A lock,
we don't take them.
Yeah, I swear. I hope I got tomorrow. I have Oregon and Arizona State to win to double my money. More than
you got Oregon and Arizona State.
Arizona
State.
Yeah.
They got
what do you think right here? Let's get into the picks, Dalton. Let's go. It's conference championship.
All right,
we're in it. Let's
start Clemson game. We'll start at the top left, right?
Yep. Start at the top left.
Or we can start Arizona State. It don't matter because they start at 12. It don't matter.
Start at 12. Arizona State.
All right, start the noon game.
And Iowa State. I got Arizona State. Who you got?
I can't go with them. I can't. Their second leading receiver only has like 200. Their second leading receiver has like 230 yards, man. It's such a big loss losing him. Jordan Tyson, he already had surgery. I just seen he had surgery Tuesday, so not a fake injury.
Fake.
He already had surgery. He'll be healthy next year, but that doesn't help him this year, man. And you just don't have it. I don't think another guy's stepping up. I've watched this team play a lot this year, actually, because I was always like, I don't trust him. I don't believe in him. I can't. Yeah, I just kept waiting for the other shoe to fall. Waiting for the other shoe to fall. The shoe never fell. They kept winning. And But Jordan Tyson was a big reason for that. He went off last week. Hopefully they can. Cam Katibu is going to have to carry it a lot. He's going to have to be efficient. He's going to have to churn out first downs because they don't have great receiving weapons. Iowa State, though, they're not. They're great against the run. They're not good against the pass. That's the problem. If they had Tyson, I'm taking Arizona State all day. But Iowa State, their run defense, man, is always good, and they're really clutch in close games. I've noticed. Rocco Becht, if he has the ball down in the fourth quarter, it ain't even necessarily him, but Jaden Higgins and Jalen Noel, man, two of the best. He has one of the best receiving 1 and 2s in the country.
I like Noel. I like them. No, he's got good guys. I just don't like that. I just don't like Beck.
Noel and
I think
Higgins are
he's gonna
problems.
blow it. I think he's gonna blow it. I think they're gonna have a wide receiver who's their third, fourth wide receiver. He's gonna have a big game. So that's gonna happen, and I think they win. I think this is gonna happen. I can't believe this is a pick'em game. So
I can. Chase Hansen.
Iowa State they dropped like what 3 games in a row or
They
3
lost 2 games.
They was 2 out of 3, right?
They both lost 2 games.
Well, they're only in there because Colorado shot themselves in the foot one. So
Well,
I mean, they're just not.
Well, they shouldn't have
They're
lost.
gonna get exposed tomorrow.
They shouldn't have lost to Devin Neal. They didn't even lose to Kansas. They lost to Devin Neal.
Yeah, I know, and they lost that. The crazy game that they really should have won was the Kansas State game. They should have won that game.
I mean, if they played Nebraska again, they'd win too. But
yeah,
it's about
you think Rayola's gonna transfer?
Shit, I would. They suck.
Just before the stream, I was watching Julian Lewis, Colorado commit versus Rayola's little brother in the state playoffs there in Georgia. Julian Lewis, they beat him. They're going to the state championship. So he's a lefty. It's hard, lefty man. It's hard.
Boise State's officially in the playoffs. They just wrapped it up. So good for them.
Yep. Shout out to them there. Go ahead and give them their props there.
First team to officially
12-team playoff in college football history. So, all right, man. So me and you, we got our first difference there right off the bat, and then we're gonna go ahead and go into the 4:00 game, which is the SEC Championship, Georgia versus Texas. Oh, give me your pick. What do you think?
Going with here. I beat him earlier in the year, so that's why if I see a rematch, and the first game wasn't close though. Usually, if the first game's close, I'll flip and go to the other team. But if it's a blowout and they play again, I'm going with the team that blew them out. Like they're the same team. It's the same roster. Yeah. Texas got dominated up front last time. Dominated up front on both sides of the ball. Carson Beck threw 3 picks, and they still won by 15. That says a lot, man. I just don't know if this is a good matchup for Texas or if Kirby just got Sarkisian's number. We'll see this week. We'll see tomorrow, but the first game just didn't look good, man. That's the worst game Texas has played in 2 years, and it sucks they had to play this team again, man. They would rather see anybody else, I'm sure.
We just haven't seen Texas win in the bright lights big time since Vince Young. We have not seen it. Colt McCoy, if you want to throw Colt McCoy when he took them all to the national championship, and then he got hurt in the national championship. That is the last time they have been good. Was it 2011?
2011, yeah.
2011. So, I mean, God. It's been that long. It's been 13 years, and they've had all that money. They tried Charlie Strong it. I mean,
they had a good quarterback since, really. Think about their quarterbacks. Sam Ehlinger, Garrett Gilbert.
That's the best one.
Yeah, that's the best
one. That's their fault, though. That's their fault.
Shane Buechele.
Their fault. That's their fault.
Yeah, no.
They gotta recruit better.
The coaches are recruiting for sure. That's why they went through so many before they got to.
I like Deuce Knight coming out of high school this year a lot. I like him.
He's good. He's good. He's good.
Quarterback.
He's good.
He's going to Auburn, right? Auburn.
Yeah, they needed a quarterback too.
He flipped twice, I think. He was first originally committed to Notre Dame, then he flipped to Florida State or somewhere like that, and then he just flipped to.
It probably was Florida State if he ended up flipping because nobody wants to go there anymore.
I think it was Florida State or. Oh no, let me see. But all right, let's go ahead and get it. Who do you think? You said you're taking the Dogs, right?
Yeah, man. I don't think Beck throws 3 picks again, and they couldn't win when he did. So that's really all I got to say about it. It's that simple. I don't think Beck throw 3 picks again. He's been playing actually great football since that. Since one of those getting that, I don't know, whatever we were talking about a couple weeks ago. We was like, they had a big game coming up against Tennessee. Was it Tennessee? They beat Tennessee.
Tennessee?
Yeah,
No,
right.
nah. It was
I mean,
it
just
was
so
2 weeks ago, right?
because that's when he really turned it around. It was a big game they
Yeah,
played. They
they had
couldn't
like
lose.
4.
Yeah, it was
They had
Tennessee.
like
They beat Tennessee by 14.
Tennessee.
And
Yeah.
yeah, we had Caleb on the
Oh,
stream the week that week, and we talked. We all
oh,
said,
really?
don't throw picks. I'm not going to lose, and that was the game. He turned it around. He went
Oh
20,
yeah, yeah. You're right. I remember that.
347. He went Player of the Week. Um,
Yeah, he did win our player of the week that week. Yeah.
and even last week against Georgia Tech, I mean, 5 touchdowns, no picks. So he's really hot right now, and he's playing like he did last year, and that's not good. Not for Texas, at least. Not for anybody in
That's
the
true.
playoff. You don't want to
That's
see a
true.
hot Georgia. I mean, they've been beatable this year, but if they're hot, that's different. It's a different story, because if this guy gets going, he's the reason they lose is when he throws picks, and if you don't, good luck.
Yep, that's what he did against Tennessee. There, they won 31-17, 347 yards, 2 tutties,
Against
and
the
no.
top 10 defense in the country.
Yeah, so let's see what happens, man. I'm very excited. So you said you got through the Dogs. It's really hard to go against Kirby, but I have seen Kirby very vulnerable this year, more
Yeah,
vulnerable than we've seen him in 4 or 5, and since he's been at Georgia. But Carson Beck, this is the best version he's been, I guess, since he's been at Georgia. He's playing hot. If you're able to win him with Stetson Bennett, you can pretty much win with anyone. That's my opinion on that. So I wouldn't be surprised for them to win. Quinn Ewers is one of the most due quarterbacks in the nation. Very due. Sarkisian and them got pushed around and just curb stomped and just gut punched up and down the field at home. College game day. Neutral
yeah.
field. Quinn Ewers is yet to win a really big game
It's not really
due to
neutral.
injury or performance.
It's not really neutral though. It's in Atlanta.
Okay, but I mean, yeah, that's
It's
true.
always in Atlanta.
That's
Which
it's
is
a
kind of
Mercedes Benz.
bull. Which is also
It's a
BS.
Mercedes
That's always in
Benz.
Atlanta. Georgia makes it. They get home field every year. How the
Yeah,
hell is that? How
I
the hell does that
mean,
make sense?
I know, but there's Georgia. You're right. You're right. You're right.
No, they're so close to Atlanta. They're way closer than anybody else.
I know. All right, man.
You take it. Yeah, who you take? What do you think? What are you saying here?
Give me.
Another thing I got to say about Georgia. Before you take your time, think about it for a second. Georgia's one tweaked Tammy away about DJ Lagway from not even being in this game. So that's how good they are this year. They're not even that good, bro. They're not that good. But Stark is not better than when it gets down to the nitty gritty in the playoffs and must win games. I usually go with the coaches in college. He's a better
Yeah,
coach. Sarkisian proves that he ain't never won a big game.
Sarkisian's really similar to Lane Kiffin. They were both OCs at Bama. They both, kind of young, innovative on the offensive end.
I
But
like
maybe
that.
that just doesn't get it done here, at the end of the year when it's nitty gritty time where you got to run the ball and you got to chew 2 minutes and 48 seconds off the clock and score. That's where Kirby comes into play. And go ahead and give me Kirby by a very slim margin. I'm not confident in it. Because I said, Quinn Ewers is a very due quarterback. But like you said, if they lose,
Dude, to throw picks.
they're still gonna be in if they lose. So I think Quinn is gonna turn it on maybe in the playoffs, but I'll go ahead and give me Georgia. I'm there with you on that one. So let's go ahead and go to these last 2 games, which is our 8 o'clock games, Dalton. ACC Championship. Dabo, we got somebody here that hasn't used the NIL, hasn't used the transfer portal against SMU, who had to find their quarterback mid-season, who they went from Stone to Jennings. Kevin Jennings there, the quarterback. But who do you got, man? What are you thinking leading into this game? Who's going to come out with the ACC chip?
New matchup. Never before seen. None. They don't know anything about each other. Love that.
Yep.
It's always new. I
Love it.
love that. Great matchup. Same with that Oregon Penn State game, but SMU, man, they've been playing great ball. I'm not picking against them here.
Can't.
I don't trust
I can't.
Dabo anymore. He can't beat Louisville at home. It's a bad loss. SMU don't have no bad losses. Only losses to BYU, and that was when, like you said, Preston Stone was still playing. Undefeated with Kevin Jennings at the helm. Rashard
Yep.
Smith, great running back, man. Defense does enough. They do enough. They're not great, but they do enough. They don't give up. They're not giving up 40. They're not even giving up 30 most games. They ain't gonna keep you to 10, but their offense is good enough, man. And I love that. I love this team. I do. I'm not like you, man. We both been backing them all year, pretty much. Since Kevin Jennings took over, we both were like, yeah, this team's good. I called it early in the year when they played Louisville like week 5. Louisville was really good back then. And they beat him at Louisville. And since that day, I knew they were legit, man. And Cade Klubnik's good. I think he's going to play good. He's really dangerous with his legs. But if they make him beat him with the arm, which I think SMU will do, they'll game plan around his legs because that's the only way he had they could got any success last week against South Carolina was just QB runs. If they stop Klubnik running, which I think they do, their offense does enough. And I think they win by – I think they'll even cover the spread, maybe win by 7.
What about 7? Okay. Yeah, like you said, they haven't had any crazy wins. Like you said, the graphic here on the screen, 0 ranked wins. So that's big, man. You got to have that. And I got to like the story. I like SMU. The first year in the ACC, they bought their way in. They said, all right, we don't need your cable money. We just want to be in a better conference, and we're serious. We mean serious business. They paid $200 million to buy into the ACC. They collected the funds around, and then look where they're at.
Well,
They're
yeah, talking
playing
about
for the
this, while
championship.
we're on that topic, shout out Mike Norvell again for or just Florida State trying to sue SMU or ACC for letting SMU in, going to make the conference worse, and then they beat Florida State by like 35 this year. So be careful
Love
what
it.
you say. Just be
Love
careful
it.
what you say. Always think before you speak because you might be in for a rude ass awakening like Florida State was this year.
I think these coaches are just going to be on thinner ice, like you said, with this in transfer portal. There's not going to be any more Gundys where they're just sitting around for 10 years and, they just have good press conferences and they're likable. So you're going to keep them around even though they're underachieving. So, like you said, we've
He
seen a
does
lot
have
of
good
guys
press
get
conferences.
right. I mean, that's so many coaches. I mean, rest in peace, Mike Leach, but he was kind of one of those, I don't
No,
think
he was good at Arizona State. I mean, Mississippi at Washington State, he was good.
I know he was okay. They
Well, I
weren't
mean,
winning
better than they
anything.
were. Better than they ever were. He was real good one year with Minshew. They went like 11-1.
He was a good
And
Minshew. He
two,
was a good
they almost
Minshew.
made the playoff that one year. But yeah, I know what you mean. The bigger personality seems like the more leeway you get.
Yeah. I mean, Ed Orgeron's a good example. Yeah, he got the national championship, but wasn't in players. But even before then, he was getting stints. And it's like they had to just eventually let him go. Man, it's like, all right, we just need win. We need wins.
Yeah, he's
We
common.
love that. If you got the cool voice, you're awesome. You're the best. But we need wins.
Yeah,
So one thing that Dion has been kind of able to bring the kind of step up to the plate and do, no pun intended. So I mean, I think it's going to be a bright future for them. Supposedly, the Raiders are going to be dumb enough, or what people say dumb enough. They're going to be supposedly trying the Shadur and Dion experience, drafting Shadur and hiring Dion. Supposedly, that's what I'm hearing. But I don't think that. I hope for your sake as a Giants fan that Shadur is a New York Giant, and I hope Prime gets to coach this new guys coming in. So, but
that would hurt.
as for
That
the
would hurt.
game, yeah, yeah. As for the game, man, I'm gonna go ahead and pick SMU. Give me the Mustangs.
Yeah.
Pony,
I knew we'd agree on that one, man. Clemson.
pony up, pony up,
Clemson ain't
pony up
beat
your
nobody
rest.
good, bro. Beat somebody good and then come talk to me.
I know, I swear. Which leads
Like,
us to our last one, which is at 8 o'clock. Hope you got your popcorn ready. This is it. Then we got nothing but playoff talk here on out for the rest of the season, and then we get to make history. I mean, it's only right that it's our first year of getting to cover it, and we get to cover the first 12-team playoff. And let's go for the last conference championship game, man. It's in Indianapolis, Lucas Oil Stadium. I may or may not be at this game, depending if I want to drive. But let me go ahead and get Oregon. I like Oregon by 3 points, 3 to 6 points. That's what I like. Yep. I like them. Give me them 35.
oh, we got a score. Okay.
Yeah, 38 maybe. Maybe 38-32 or 38-30, something like that. 38-30.
Okay. So you're seeing a little bit high scoring game. Okay. Um, I think it's a little more low scoring than that, but I am taking Oregon, of course. That's my national championship pick. I think the score is more along the lines of,
Over and under is 50.5.
I think it'll be like 28-24.
28-24.
Yeah, you got two good
You think
defenses.
Penn State's just going to try to chew the clock and just get out of there
Well,
and
I just
steal
think they're
one?
both good defenses. I don't think
Yeah.
it's disrespectful to the offense. I think both offenses and both defenses are respectable, but
Yeah.
good defenses are good defenses, man. And you got to, when you get this time of the year, it seems like defenses just play better. I don't know why or
They do.
how, but it just seems like this time of the year they play better. And Penn State's defense is always good. Abdul Carter, man, one of the best pass rushers in the country. And And I'm excited to see this Oregon defense match up against Tyler Warren, and see how
Yeah,
they try to
God,
slow him
I
down.
love Tyler Warren, the tight end for Penn State, man. He is a baller.
Yeah, and this Oregon team is very athletic, and I don't know if they want to try to guard him with a safety or a linebacker. It's always interesting to see who guards this guy because he's like he's doing Kyle Pitts type numbers out there now, and that's very big compliment because Kyle Pitts was fucking awesome. So Tyler Warren's that's my most interesting battle of this game. If Tyler Warren can get open, Penn State can win this game easy because his yards after catch, man, is the best tight end I've seen running with the ball in his hands. He's like 265 too. It ain't like he's one of them 240
Yeah,
Brock Bowers tight ends.
he's one of those tight ends. He's automatically like he's gonna have a long career in the NFL, and whoever gets him, they're gonna be good.
I mean, he's like a George Kittle to me, man. He's so good.
He's like a George Kittle.
But Drew Aller, I like him too. I like it. This is my favorite Penn State team in 20 years, probably since I've been watching football. This is probably the best team they've had all around.
I like that. I like that.
Yeah, I mean they have two good running backs.
I like Saquon and McSorley together.
Okay, that was a good team, but they had no weapons on the outside, really, right? This team got weapons on the outside. They got weapons at tight end. They got two good backs. They got a good quarterback, and they got a good defense. It's just James Franklin get over the hump. It's not about the players, I don't think. And I just can't put my faith in a guy that hasn't done it yet. It's it's the same old story with Kiffin and Shark. It's another one of those. It's another one of those guys, and he wins a big game. I ain't gonna ride with him. I got Oregon. And my national championship team keeps rolling, man. They're gonna keep rolling.
Keeps rolling. So I like it, man. I think Oregon is gonna win. I do think them playing an inside for a change is gonna kind of help them out. I think they're gonna want to throw it around more.
They're gonna be faster, yeah.
They'll be faster. They'll be more comfortable. I think that's why I think it's gonna go over in points. That's kind of a big reason why I think that. But I mean, I'm ready. The dance is gonna get set for the playoffs. I mean, once again, we're going to go ahead and take a look at the bracket.
They're lucky, though, that they didn't have to play Ohio State because there would have been way more Ohio State fans there. It would have been way tougher to play.
Oh, yeah.
It would have been an Ohio State home game. Penn State's a lot further, and they weren't expecting to be there. So that helps a lot.
Yeah, no, for sure. Yeah, I think all these guys, man. I think a lot of them are going to try to show out and get paydays. I mean, some of these guys. Do you think anybody starting tonight, that are still in the playoffs, are going to transfer next year?
A starter? I'm sure somebody will.
I still think Quinn Ewers stays and transfers.
Oh, a quarterback?
Anyone?
I'm sure some people will. Yeah, no doubt.
Quarterback for sure.
I'm gonna say I know somebody will, no doubt. A starter will transfer off. Probably all these teams will lose one starter at least. It's just how it is. Even I don't know why it doesn't make sense, but that's just how the game's played now. What else was I gonna say? Oh, I like the 12-team playoff until I start thinking about it. Like a lot of these teams don't deserve a shot at the title, bro.
I know that's what Coach JB's been saying all year. He said it's watered down. He hates it.
Like Indiana should not be in the playoff. Bama shouldn't be in the playoff. Ohio State should be in the playoff. Those three teams should not be in the playoff this year. Ohio State, and Indiana.
I know. That's why before we went to 12, I was always saying I like 8. I like 8.
8's good, yeah.
I love 8. Give me 8 and give me a plan. Something.
Yeah, I like 12 until it gets here. Then it's like
I know
these teams don't deserve to
Coach
get
JB's
this.
He's right about this stuff. I hate it because he's so right. He just calls it so early to where it's like, God, it sounds crazy. It sounds crazy when he says it, but it's starting to become true. You like it, college football, anybody can lose any other week. But then when we get down to this, there's a potential for some really big blowouts.
Yeah.
There's potential for some blowouts, bro.
Georgia, Indiana.
But then again, I could see Ohio State beating the shit out of Tennessee. Bad. I could just see it. I could just see it. Tennessee's not made for that shit, man. They're not made for the big. I
don't think Ohio State's
this good. Quarterback Nico's not good. I know Will Howard's not good either.
He's better than Will Howard.
They're both bad.
He ain't made those mistakes to lose games like Will Howard did. That's the difference. And he's younger though too. He's only. It's his first year. He's a redshirt freshman.
Yeah, I know, but I know. But this is this year, and I just think.
I've never talked about Tennessee this much in my life, so it's not stop talking about them. I'm getting them too much damn credit.
I hope they lose.
It's the best team they've had since Hendon Hooker, at least, and I think they're probably better because their defense is good, and they haven't had a defense. This is the first time they had a defense.
Well, Hendon Hooker also got hurt. He tore his shit like midway.
It's still the first time they had a good defense under Bro.
That's true.
Whatever their coaches. I don't even remember our coach's name. See, that's how much I hate Tennessee. Forget his
Heupel.
name. Yeah, that his weak ass. Luckiest win ever this year. Florida's about to
I
retake.
know.
We're about to
But
reclaim that dominance. They've only beat us like 3 times the past 20 years, and like all three of them are like that, all fluky. So we're not really worried about them. Just a 1 year fluke. But shout out to them, man. They made the playoffs. And like I said, Dylan Sampson, Ohio State's gonna be in for a handful. They ain't played a running back like that all year.
all right, so yeah, I agree, man. I think it's going to be fireworks here to end the season here, especially conference championship. Like you said, these games, I think we might be in the last couple of years of conference championships. But so you're still confident right here in Oregon winning the national championship, is that right?
No reason to switch up. Undefeated, only undefeated team in the Power Four.
I like it. I like it. I picked Ohio State preseason, and I don't like that pick at all. I don't think they're good. Everyone sold me on Will Howard this season and this offseason. I shouldn't have bought it. I usually don't. I'm usually not a buyer of those type of quarterbacks, but
I can't believe you did it.
I know. But I think
I'm
I'll be
telling you,
wiser next year. I'll
I
be
ain't gonna
wiser.
lie. I'm the one that I said McCord's just as good. I said it all year. I
Who's
said from day one.
yeah, but
I
McCord's
did
just
though. I did.
you put him on a big stage and he's gonna shit.
I didn't. Neither one of them are good, but I'm just saying he's as good as Will Howard. You see what happened to Will Howard
Yes,
on a big
they're
stage
probably
against.
equal. You're right. No,
You
you're
see
right.
what?
They're
Yeah,
equal.
you see what Will Howard did against Michigan last week. I mean, come on.
He did. I know. He's a baller. He's a baller. Speaking of quarterbacks, man, like we said, we got some quarterbacks showing out here that just signed this offseason before we get out. Early signing period was just the other day. We got Jason Wright that just signed here to Buffalo before we head out. Anyone that's tuned in late, I want to give a shout out to him. He's still in the playoffs there in Virginia. He's going to be playing tomorrow on Saturday to go in the state championship. So shout out to him. Me and Dalton was covering him in Elite 11, and
Come
we've
on,
covered
Jay.
all these guys here that we're about to mention. So we got Jeremiah Sanders, who played for Mount Healthy as well in Cincinnati. He just signed to Youngstown State. He's going to be a Penguin. Then we got Jaimier Scott, who just signed to Wisconsin. He's going to be a Badger up there in Madison. Shout out to him, and as well as his teammate Ty Watkins, who just signed. Good defensive end, big body, still growing, got big hands, and
Hey, Akron started to turn it around too. Joe Moorhead
yeah,
won the last 4 games and beat Toledo. Toledo, that's a huge win in the MAC. You know, if you beat
yeah,
Toledo,
that's true. You're right.
that's a big win for
Toledo's
Akron.
always been the best
Yeah,
team in the MAC,
it's a
and
huge win for Akron. You know,
Akron hasn't had a big win in forever.
no, that was the last game of the regular season, so that's the way to finish the year, man. I mean, Toledo beat Mississippi State this year at Mississippi State, so you know Toledo
Yeah.
they're as good as they always are. So that was just a great win by them, and maybe Akron's building something finally. They haven't been good since our whole
Who
lives.
knows? Who knows
They've
if they're
not
going
been
to
good
get
our
in the
whole
transfer
lives,
portal?
Daniel. They have been
No,
bad,
they haven't.
like miserably bad our whole lives.
I know.
Like
I know.
2-10, 3-9, 4-8 every year we've been watching football. So I would like to see Akron make a bowl. Come on, Joe Moorhead. Come on, Ty Watkins. Let's do it. Just to
Let's
see it.
go.
And
Let's
then Kent
go.
State too, man. Kent State, y'all got to do something. Kent State
God,
0-12. Kent State. How about
that'll
that?
do
Only
something.
team to
Hopefully,
be.
they need to get some other guys, some quarterback there. Now, shout out to the other quarterback there that we cover. That is also Jaimier Spain. He is still have not signed yet. He holds offers from multiple schools like UNLV, who just made their conference championship, played tonight. He's got offers from Temple as well, so they're going to see what they're going to be doing. So, a couple other schools as well. As soon as that transfer portal opens up, then it's going to change for him. We're going to see where Jaimier Spain ends up. Shout out to him. And we'll keep you covered on where he
Yeah,
ends up.
Monday is going to be crazy, man. There's going to be so many people hitting the portal on Monday, Tuesday. It's going to be an exciting day, but it's going to be pretty nerve wracking if your team, if you're a fan of a team that maybe underperformed this year, especially. That's when it gets
Yeah.
when it gets real bad. A lot of players leaving. So Florida
Yeah.
State, Oklahoma State, schools like that just were projected to be 8-win teams and won 3 games. That's when you see a lot of guys leaving, and it's not good for those programs. That's one bad year nowadays can really, really throw a wrench in things, man. So we'll see how those teams rebound.
Yeah. That's why I'm surprised. That's why I'm kind of surprised that Louisville's been keeping some of these guys because I don't know, man. It's
I
been
mean, 8-4 is it's. I mean, it's not great, but it's not bad.
yeah. I seen their running back, their freshman running back. He won ACC Rookie of the Year. So shout out to him. Yeah, I like him. I just don't think they got a quarterback. We'll see if they get Miller Moss. If they get somebody, an actual quarterback, we'll see. Maybe they can make a run, but I think that's the biggest part of the pie. Especially they got a staff full of quarterbacks. You would think they would just what they see in these guys, these
I
past
don't
two
I don't
guys.
know why
I
they
just
can't
want them.
get it.
I truly want them to know. Just give me a reason why you recruited these guys. I'm like, okay,
Why
maybe.
can't they get a good quarterback out of high school?
I don't know. They must really not believe in Pierce Clarkson either.
Nah, he must not. I mean, we'll see. If they don't get a guy in the portal, then they do. I mean, we'll see the kind
Yeah.
of guy they get this year. I mean, it depends on who they get. Maybe they just got a guy in for competition, or maybe they just don't even get a guy and just go with Pierce. You never know. I mean,
Yeah. Yeah, you're right. You're right. So, yeah, dog. Before we head out of here, man, on a Friday night, as we get into the games, we're gonna see some fireworks. I can't wait to do the review, man. What you got? Any final thoughts heading in tomorrow?
man, I'm gonna be snowboarding tomorrow. I'll be watching the games on
Hell
the
yeah.
ski lift. I'm not gonna be watching them too closely. You know, I've watched a lot of football this year, man. I know it's big games, but Florida's not playing, so we're not playing all day, and that doesn't happen often. I hate it. These teams that all go screw themselves. But I always hope they're close for everybody. I hope they're close games, and I still love it. And I'm definitely gonna watch the end of the games for sure. I'm gonna go to the ski lodge and watch the end of the games. 3:30. What time's the first one? 12. All right, so I need to beat the ski
Well,
lodge at 2:45, 7:40, 6:45, and then we'll probably leave at like 10. So I'll see the end of the other games. But yeah, I'm definitely gonna see the end, man. I hate the cold, but when it's cold, you gotta take advantage of it and do something that you actually like to do in the cold. And I haven't been snowboarding in years, man. So hopefully I can stay healthy.
yeah, that's true. You got to go out there and eat shit. So, yeah, man, go ahead and get some McTwist out there. Do a
Oh, I
do a
wish.
can.
Yeah, I wish I was that good.
That's a four wheeler trick, but
I can't do anything. I can just ride and I can
yeah,
jump,
I mean,
jump straight, but
riding's hard. So I mean, I
ride's hard
can't
as
ride.
shit, bro.
So, yeah,
It's so
ride
hard.
hard.
Skiing easy, snowboarding's so hard, man. If
Oh
anybody's
yeah,
done it, it's so hard.
hell
But
yeah,
it's
that's
so
hard.
fun when you get it down because it's rewarding.
Yeah, no, it's true. That's true. All right, man. So, I think we're gonna wrap it up on that Friday night. Let everyone get into it. Shout out to everyone that's been tuning in on Rumble. Shout out to everyone tuning in on Instagram as well as YouTube and Twitch. And shout out to everyone, man. If anyone's been watching the Surviving Barstool, that's been pretty funny as well. I advise everyone to see that. The uncensored version is on Rumble. So shout out to Rumble.
Oh, I got an
And
uncensored version, huh?
yeah, only on Rumble. Only on Rumble. So shout out Rumble.
Have you
Um,
watched that one?
I've no, but supposedly it's good. Supposedly
Probably better.
they show Gilly doing his thing. So yeah,
Oh, really?
yeah,
Okay.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
I need to.
yeah,
I'm gonna have to check that out.
yeah. Everyone check it out and check out these conference games. Have a good one. Eat good. It's the weekend. Don't matter if it's cold. Still enjoy it a little bit. Get some hot chocolate or whatever. And we will see you all on Monday to see who won the conference championships, who's getting some rings, and all that good stuff. So
Yeah,
y'all
you
have a good
enjoy the
night, man.
games this weekend, guys, too, because you don't have them next weekend. You only got Army Navy, and I know it's a
Next,
great game, but I've never. I might be the minority before we leave. I gotta say this: never been a
okay.
fan of that game. Never been a fan of that game. It's so
I
boring.
feel it.
I don't care
It
about
is.
the
It
theatrics.
might be good this year. It's going to be good this year, though.
Navy's been playing bad now.
But what we're going to do here, I'm proud to announce we'll go ahead and do that since we're on the tail end here. Me and Dalton will be having a logo draft next week. And logo draft, all-time logos. We're going to have some categories. We're going to do some hunting, some digging into the best logos. And then anybody that tunes in, what we're going to do is if you take a screenshot there and post it or post a clip, however, and share it, we can send you any some merch of any of the logos, any of the teams that we choose. So that's what we're going to go ahead and do. Very excited for the logo draft. We'll see who comes and finds the best logos, and maybe see if we can get a judge in here or something to do that as
Man, there's
well.
so many logos out there. It's gonna be so hard to.
I think we should do a certain amount of NFL, a certain amount of NHL, a certain amount of or just hockey, football, basketball. Like you choose
And then,
five
and then
of each one.
5 colleges.
Five college, yeah. We'll choose
Damn,
about 20
5 college.
logos. We'll choose 20 logos and maybe get a third person in here to see which one who pulls out the best logos or something.
Well, we kind of got to do a draft though, because we can't pick the same logo.
I know. We might have to,
We can't pick
do
the
a little
same ones.
preview. Yeah, we'll make sure we don't have the same before we go. Have some
Yeah, yeah,
backups just in
yeah.
case.
We'll see
So
y'all. We'll do that instead of the review show because instead of the
yeah,
preview show next week, we'll have a review show, no preview because there's only one game. So we'll do that instead. Yeah.
Sounds good, man. Sounds good. We're gonna have some players here coming up since all the seasons are wrapping up that are still waiting and to see where they're going in school and kind of promote them as well. So, but until then, everyone, you all have a safe weekend and watch some football. Peace.
Yep, y'all have a good one.
See you, man.